Is it you again?
You like this one, then?
Right. To me, that looks like a bit of bent scaffold tube and engine.
That's exactly what it is.
So, believe it or not, for those that aren't into scooters, that's a Lambretta. And for those that are into Lambrettas, sacrilege, it used to be an Italian SX frame. And myself and Dom cut it up, lowered it, lengthened it by about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches, right the front end, and it's literally built because we went to Elvington to have a go at the land speed record for a Lambretta, which at the time, when we were in a pub about 8 pints in, was 104 miles an hour, which we thought, piece of piss. What we didn't know was it's an average both ways over the 5 mile. So when we first built it, obviously we were building our Shedtune, spent ages trying to get it ready. So from the front end's ranked and lowered to make it stable at high speed. So I love MotoGP, so I was watching some of the Moto3, Moto2, and I thought, I'll buy a fairing. So I couldn't get a Honda RS fairing, so I got a Moto3 fairing. Moto2 front lug, I cut it down, put it on, thought it went. Honda RS 250 tail unit. Put the fuel tank at the front, got some bespoke bars, you change everything made at the front end and the cockpit. And then we got an engine. So the engine is a special case, it's a Tino Sarchi case, which is a big crank compared with a normal Lambretta web. They're tiny, they're like plasticine really, and this is more of a Honda CRT 50 size web. So a lot of inertia, a lot of spinning. So this will rev with power till, I don't know, just 12,500 RPM. It really does shit. But it's got a lot of torque as well.
Yeah.
So, because I have to ride it, I don't know how I ended up being a pilot, but I am. We took it out the first time. What happened, we went to Elvington, we didn't have the engine ready, so we put the engine that was out of the black scooter earlier, the TS1230 in it, and we did 102 miles an hour, and it felt so slow. It's so stable, it felt so slow.
Really?
And we went back with this engine, and we think, I don't know what brake force, it's got about 46 brake forces. And it's tuned by a guy called Shea, who's well known in scooter circles. Really good tuner. Worked on it for ages to get it to where it was. We took it out in the first run, and as you do when you're doing, you don't know man off the line, build up to it. And I came in up the first run, Dom coming around going, what do you think? And I was like, dog slow. Really, I was so disappointed. It just felt so slow. He went, oh, mine felt slow. It just done 107 miles an hour. And I was like, oh, in that case, then I'll actually try.
Yeah, right.
So the second run, we did 115.8. And then the third run, I'll shout his name, Johnny Gilbert messed about with it, and the air scoop fell off as I went over the line at 115 miles an hour. And I thought it seized, catch myself, obviously rolled the start, and that was the last top speed we did.
Oh, right.
So we did go back to another go, and Guy Martin was there with his 300 mile an hour project, but it was so windy, and he's a brave man. He decided not to run. Well, I'm not brave, I'm stupid. So I thought I'd have a go anyway, because I was there. And over the flying port, we were up to 108 miles an hour, and then the front end got caught on crosswinds, and I put my feet down, both of them, 108 miles an hour. Trying to slow themselves down. Didn't think to shut my socks in that, but and then we ended up with like 110 over the flying mile. But that was the one and only run we did that day, because it was so windy.
You stayed on it.
Yeah, there was a lot of other brave people there that day that nearly also came off.
The most amazing thing at Elvington I see is the wheelie guys with the crosswind, and they're doing 190 miles an hour like that
Yeah.
on one wheel.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So not being content with doing top speed, we thought we'd take a sample pod, see what we could do. And at the time everyone was running normal fuel, not methanol, and a low 13-second run on the pod on the scooter was quick. So we spent all day there, and every time I ran it was sort of 99 miles an hour, 99 miles an hour, really, really getting on my way, because I wanted to break 100 miles an hour. And then another guy that races 80 with a green small frame, he's been up here a few times, we lined up together, and obviously once you race your mates, it's always a bit of needle. Anyway, obviously I kicked his ass in 103, as they say, the rest is history. So it goes well. I'll start it for you.
Get started, you've got to start it.
Hold on, I've got a question first. I just sat on that.
Yeah.
When you put your feet,
Yeah, look.
is that it?
No, there's footrests that go on
I was
it.
going to say, flip
But
around.
I had so much in the van, I couldn't put them on as well.
Oh, please, it's not good to speak in the wally. Right, let's hear a run then, Willie, thanks.
I'm not collecting as long.
That is amazing. That's like a massive dildo. The vibration is unbelievable. What's it? Anyone else want to go?
That's why he's always smiling.
Okay, you go.
Hey, last question. How much money you got in that? What's it worth? I mean, it doesn't matter what it's worth. I mean, what sort of investment you got in that as a toy?
Yeah, I reckon to build that engine, you probably cost you £7,000. I don't know, chassis wise, you'd have to get something built into that spec, so probably another £3,000 or £4,000. So it's not cheap to build. To sell it, I'll probably get £4,000 for it. But, it is what it is. Yeah, it's not bad.
Give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you. That does vibrate lovely, doesn't it?
You wait till you see the other one, the yellow one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That's even worse.
I've just spent quite a few hours on that.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Right on. Yeah, thank you very much. Right.